welcome to my There Is No Greater Love chord melody guitar lesson. How many jazz friends all over the world? Sandra, Sherman here. Greetings from Austria. You can download all the lesson material like the tab and the backing track from the link down below in the description box. Please also visit my lesson shop guitarversum.com for more lessons like this one. And now let's get started. We're in the key of B flat and we have a standard jazz form AABA, 8 bars each, so that's 32 bars. We start with the first A section and we have a pickup in octaves. You don't have to play it in octaves, but it sounds so much cooler. So we have the A and the low A, and you have to mute the B string in between and the D on top by touching it with your index ever so slightly. And you can play it with your thumb like Wes did, or with the pick, or just pick these two, then you don't have to watch out for the muted strings. So I do it with my thumb usually, sometimes with the pick. All right, then B flat, and then the C. So it's always the same pickup. Then we start with the B flat 6-9. Here's the B flat root. Going to the A, B flat major 13. You can also play a B flat 6 if you prefer that. I play the major 13. Sounds more rich, I think. Then you play the G string again. E flat 9. Passing note D. E flat 13 with the D flat in bass. That's a cool chord. So here would be the root. Actually, the root is also on top. E flat 13 with the 7th in bass. And then the flat the B flat in the melody. Going to D7. Just 5-4-5-3. I guess you know this chord. And because it's a boring chord, I add in a tritone sub. For the fill, for the rhythm fill, because there's no more melody going on here. And a tritone sub is an A flat 7 flat 5. So if you exchange the D root of the D7 a tritone away, that gives you an A flat 7 flat 5 chord. Right? They're exchangeable. So, and the fill is bass, and the upper three strings. The rest of these three strings, I mean D, G, and B. And leading us to the G7. Right? Then the melody. That's a D. Another G chord. We need the A on top, so that's the 9th of the chord, so I play a G9 13. The root would be here. Then we go to the C9. And I approach it from a semitone above, so D flat 9 without the root, but you can add the root too. It's just easier to fret it without the root. So going down, right? So here's the first 4 bars. Now we have a little fill. That's again the bass and 3 strings. And on all 4. Right? So then the high G is the melody. So bridge over to that. C now, C7. With the D on top. That's the same as the G chord because that's the 9th of the C now, so we play a C9 13 or C13 9. And then we go to C minor 7, and again I approach it from a semitone above. So that's really a cool trick to do. If you have a chromatic melody like this. Just don't try to search anything for the C here to make that chromatic work. You could actually harmonize it with the C7 flat 9. That's a diminished chord, but it's harder. You could play it like this, but why? Just chromatically approach it. That's easier. Then I play a tritone sub G9 flat 9 sharp 11 by adding my fingers here, and here's that G flat 9 with the sharp 11 on top. I played it twice. That's like a fill, leading me to the F. And I F9 or A half diminished, the same chord without the root. Again, if you want to add the root, no problem. But make sure that this is heard, because this is the melody tone. So if I play the root often, I'm sloppy here, so I prefer not to play the root. It's not necessary. The ear is able to know what it is. Right, and then you have to pick up again for the A2 section, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first, let me play through the entire A1 section at slow tempo. 2, 3, 4, 1. If you're into chord melody, I have a chord melody starter pack for you with 5 easy lessons from my YouTube channel for best value, and you can download it from the link down below in the description box. Go check it out. For the A2 section, you repeat the first 4 bars of the A1 section. Until here, you don't play the fill of the C9 anymore. So don't play that, but directly go to the G, C39, and now the C on top. By lifting the pinky, you get the C on top. Takes us to F9 sus4, that's a drop 3 voicing. So nothing on the D string, and the A on the 8th fret is the root, of course. F9 all the way through, otherwise you don't have the melody right, so you have to play all the way through. And B flat 6-9, that's like a stop, and then I add a little fill. So that's E flat 7, just these 3, no, E flat 9, sorry, up until here. E flat D, E flat, up until here. And then B flat 6-9. And then what I do is a little reference to that, but actually it's exactly the same thing, 2 octaves lower. I play this twice. So that's A octave, B flat octave, and the C octave. It doesn't belong here, I just play it to have a little fill and a little reference, and it takes me to the B section. The reason for this is it takes me to the upcoming D, okay, in the B section. But first of all, let me play the entire A2 section at slow tempo. 2, 3, 4, 1. You can help to keep the free video tutorials of this channel running by becoming a member of the channel, and you can do so by clicking the join button right next to the subscribe button, which also grants you access to my mini lessons. You can also say a little thank you by clicking the thanks button and donate a little something. This really helps with the productions of the videos. Thanks a lot. Welcome to the B section. We now have D7 flat 9 chords in all its variations. Actually in its diminished variations. D7, we start with the D7, we come from taking us to the D, but I go down here, take this simple D7 chord that you probably know. And then I go to E flat diminished. That's the same, it's a D7 flat 9 with flat 9 in bass. And since diminished chords repeat themselves all three semitones apart, I just move up here and to the C, but the C I grab down here, right? So the last one being 7, 8, 7, 8, okay? So, and also I do this, I have the 8th note scratches on the offbeat. Not always, but... And then the resolution of D7 is G minor. Here is one G minor chord, and then I go to G minor 6 by lifting my middle finger. Could also be considered a C9, and then it would be a 2-5 chord progression. 2-5. G minor C9 or G minor 7 to G minor 6. That's basically the same. Now I do the same thing with the D7 flat 9 chord, but from here. I start here. That's an E flat, that's the same chord as this one. So you could go up the same thing, but it goes higher now. So that's why I start here. Goes all the way up till the E flat. Right? And then I take this G minor, it's always the same chords, okay? 1 bar of D7 flat 9 and 1 bar of G minor to C, or G minor to C minor to 6. G minor 9 here. Here would be the G root, okay? Memorize that so you can move it around to C9. Right? C9 13 actually. Then I play the first thing again. And now I added in some kicks. That's accents that the whole band plays. I love kicks, hard bop style. So I did 1 and G minor 7. Oh, sorry, this is the G minor 7. 1 and then the melody stays the same, but I changed the rhythm of the melody a bit. Right? G minor 9. Here's the root. G, D to C7. Right? Okay. And then, so let me repeat that. Sorry, 1 and. Now I fill on the tritone sub. C, the tritone substitution of C is G flat. We know that already, and leading me to the F7. And then I have a pickup to the A2 section again. All right, let me repeat the B section for you at slow tempo. 3, 4. please check out my chord melody playlist because I literally have hundreds of chord melody tutorials up here on my YouTube station. Now, if you want the lesson material, please visit guitarversum.com, my lesson shop, to get all the lesson material like the tabs and the backing tracks. Please share the love and the knowledge, and most importantly, please give that video a thumbs up because it's so important for me as a creator, the YouTube algorithm, etc., etc. I hope to see you next week. Share the love and the knowledge. Bye-bye.